Our company as it is today, Steve Jobs' house was only about 5 minutes away by car. The day I finally earned my doctorate is one I'll never forget. I wanted to understand how something called an iPS cell could change the world.
What was the first thing that shocked you at Stanford?
So many things were striking, but I was hired, at least on paper, as a researcher in a Stanford lab, so I had to work on that lab's projects too. At the same time, though, as I just mentioned, I was deeply interested in how to turn iPS cells into an enterprise. Not so much a business as an enterprise, in building an ecosystem around them. So I'd go out and meet all sorts of people, which meant I wasn't in the lab the whole time at all. In my case, I'd do things like fly to Japan once a week, or at least once a month. But to people who deliver real results and keep things moving, they say absolutely nothing. The professor who took me in at Stanford was very well known in the iPS field, and he was extremely understanding. He'd say, "It's for the good of the world, so you should do it. And besides, you're producing results, so there's no issue at all." To people who fulfill their responsibilities and deliver, they give endless chances. There aren't many fixed rules. But in exchange, people who don't produce results are fired on the spot. That's another remarkable thing about America. The visa that a place like Stanford sponsors. If you get fired, you have to leave the country within 2 weeks.
That's brutally tough.
And on top of that, America fires people without any warning. Many times, in other labs, I watched someone get called over by the professor right outside our lab. "You don't need to come in starting tomorrow. Pack everything up and go." Told in the morning, and they had to be out. To people who deliver and who clearly show it, they give absolutely everything. The ones who don't, they weed out. Whether that's good or bad, I honestly can't say, but it was a shock. The other thing I felt at Stanford was this. Maybe it's not true of everyone, but some people go to Stanford just to add a little prestige to their name and then head home. For many others, though, people who come from some country, let's call it Country A. They hate the system back in Country A, so they want to succeed here and get US permanent residency. If Country A is a place with deeply rooted male dominance, going home means they'll never get anywhere, so they earn it here. Or their country is in civil war, and if they don't make it here, they could literally die, so they have no choice but to succeed in America. If you go up against people like that as someone who just wants a bit of prestige, you will lose every time. You meet those people, and you have to win in that environment, to be recognized as their equal and to collaborate on equal footing. As I said, Stanford is a free place, so unless they see you as being on their level, they won't really commit to working with you. So you have to work alongside people like that, and you have to rise to that level. The depth of their resolve was genuinely shocking.
I imagine starting a company was already somewhere in your plans down the line. So back then, what were you actually doing to walk toward founding one?
When I first went to Stanford, I never once dreamed I'd start a company myself. I was at the "what does starting a company even mean" stage. What's a venture? An adventure? A startup? That was my level. Someone would say, "In finance, you've got equity financing and debt financing." And I'd be thinking, wait, death? That's the state I was in, so I was nowhere near the level of starting a company. Looking back though, just among the people who were in the Stanford lab during my time there, 3 of them went on to start companies. And the rest? They became PIs, principal investigators. Quite a few founded companies, and quite a few of the PI professors joined companies as advisors. So you're surrounded by people who really know what a startup is. And on top of that, there are tons of venture capitalists and serial entrepreneurs all around you. Talking with them, I came to really understand the mechanism by which something created in academia gets implemented out in the world. In the middle of all that, I went to meet all kinds of people, and one venture capitalist, a fairly famous one, came to give a talk at Stanford. I didn't even own a suit, and I had no business cards, so I went to hear him in a beat-up Stanford hoodie that was full of holes. I told him, "This is what I want to do. I want to create an era where individuals own their own iPS cells. Here's why, here's how." And the next day, I was called to his office. "I'll hear you out," he said. "So what's the idea?" I explained, and he said, "Got it. By the way, you might want to start a company, and I'd be willing to invest. But, by the way, what visa are you on?" "Such and such visa." "You can't start a company on that visa," he told me. So from there, I got myself into a position to obtain the right kind of visa, and he became my very first investor. And it all came from just meeting and talking a few times. "Your vision is going to help people, so I've already wired the money over," he said. "It's already in your account." There were 3 people like that, who'd simply wire over a serious sum, an order of magnitude larger than what we'd call angel investors back in Japan. With Google, there's a famous founding story about someone writing them a check on the spot. In my case, while we were still talking, I vaguely remember being asked for my account number, and then, right there next to me, tap, tap, tap. "I've just sent it. Use it as your operating funds." And even the way we split the equity. "Whatever you like, this much is fine, just draw up the contract later." Not everyone is like that, of course, but there are people who, once they understand that something matters, get behind you. Having those supporters around, that's what makes Silicon Valley truly amazing. In my case, those 3 people helped me out. One was a venture capitalist, and one was a well-known lawyer. And what that lets you do is actually build a company. Because they hold equity, they have every reason to help. That becomes their incentive. So they help you through this elegant structure. There are solid, capable people who have these mechanisms, probably because they themselves grew up within that community the same way, and they do it as a matter of course. I thought that was wonderful. I talked with all kinds of Stanford entrepreneurs. There's an incubator that Stanford runs called StartX, where loads of Stanford-born startups gather. And these aren't people whose vision is to do a startup, get filthy rich, and go party somewhere. Almost all of them, seriously, to the point you'd wonder if they're a little crazy, genuinely believe that if they pursue their own technology, the world will get better and change. People who believe it almost too much are the ones who gather there. Many of them find their sense of purpose, the joy of their lives in that, almost to an excessive degree. And it's a society that gives people like that a chance. Of course, behind it all, there's the equity and an IPO that follows down the line. But at the very start, the foundation basically rests on that spirit.
Now that you've actually founded IPs, having run the company and done research for many years, going forward, for IPs and for you, what's the goal, the ideal, the vision from here?
Consistently, ever since we founded the company in 2015, this is what we've been working toward. A future where, as naturally as being born, you have your own iPSCells, cells you can actually use. Within that, we make the iPSCells, we go on to make products that use those cells, and we even build the social framework that lets them be put to use. That's what I'd love for a company like iPS to be able to do. For example, iPSCells currently cost a few million yen, and the cells you derive from them afterward cost a bit more on top of that. So, an insurance system that can cover that, or, through it, getting this within reach of ordinary people, and even dedicated hospitals, where someone enrolled in that insurance is covered end to end and can be seen at a specialized hospital. I'd love to build that kind of seamless, integrated system. In America, there are all sorts of insurance plans. There's a hospital called Kaiser Permanente in California and across the country. And if you're enrolled in Kaiser's insurance, you can go to Kaiser's hospitals and receive care through Kaiser's medical system. So if we can create a structure where insurance that uses iPSCells, hospitals that specialize in iPSCells, and manufacturing are all joined together, the number of patients who can actually be treated goes up.
Here in Japan, we can already see iPS being put into practical use more and more from here on out. In that context, what are your own plans? Your activities here in Japan going forward?
First, what we're doing in Japan right now is making it possible for individuals to create their own iPSCells. The first step is to get the word out and help everyone understand that we've reached an era where you can make your very own iPSCells. Then you bank those iPSCells, and so they're ready in case something happens to you in the future. We take those funds and invest them into cancer research to build a future where, if you do develop cancer, it can be treated with cells that attack the cancer. Right now, this is just cancer, but for us, it'll be cancer, then the next thing, and the next. For people who hold our cells, we'll keep adding more and more applications that can improve their quality of life. And we'll do this not just on our own, but through partnerships, steadily expanding it. That's how we keep widening the range of uses.
So, from your early days in research, you went on to work with iPSCells, and now, and going forward, you're working to expand their uses ever more widely. We've heard about your work up to now, and your goals for the future, and the sense of how iPSCells will drive progress toward the future really comes through. So, is there anything you'd like to say to everyone watching?
What I'd like to tell everyone is this. Through this video, what we're trying to do is give you accurate information about future medicine, where it stands today, and how far it's actually come. I'd love for it to become part of your own knowledge, something that helps guide you when you have a choice to make. So, to help this information reach as many people as possible, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give it a like, and share it with the people around you. Thank you so much. And please be sure to watch the next video too. I'll see you again next time.